Hi everyone, I'm Trisha from Product Labs, and this is session number 1, Introduction to Creo 3.0. In this session, we'll be learning about Creo environment and user interface, primary functions, buttons, icons, and commands, ribbon menu items, and tabs. After completing this session, you'll be able to navigate through the layout of Creo interface and would be able to understand the functions of various buttons and commands. So now, Session 1, Introduction to Creo 3.0. Next in this series.
Once we launch Creo Parametric, we see this window opens up with few icons populated on the top left corner. We can open up any existing file by clicking on Open button. A new window pops up where we can browse to required file in the same manner as we do for other applications in Windows. This is a Creo file. By clicking on Preview button, we can see the model without loading itself. In Creo, we have provision to set working directory where all the working files are saved by default. It is always advised to do so before we start any work in Creo. It can be done by clicking on the button labeled as Working Directory in the top menu bar, and we can set the working directory path here by browsing. We will select this directory as Working Directory. Now click on OK to confirm. So, now if we open any part, it will be opening up from Working Directory by default. If we want to change the color scheme of the Creo, we can click on the button labeled as System Colors. A new window pops up with color options highlighted. Here in the drop-down menu, you can use predefined color schemes or can set your customized scheme as well. You will be required to browse to colors from here. There are many options to play within the left side of this dialog box. Click OK to close it. Now, we'll open a new file by clicking on the button labeled as New in the top menu. A new pop-up window appears. We have to define type and subtype for each new file here in this window. Default selection is always part and solid. If we need to create a sheet metal part, we'll have to switch to sheet metal option under the subtype menu. Similarly, we can choose various options in the type menu as well. To name the part, we have to use this field. Since we'll be using unit system of our choice, we'll have to uncheck this box because Creo by default would consider inch system of dimensioning and then click on OK button. A new window pops up. We need to select MMNS_part_solid for solid part modeling. It would have units as millimeters, Newton and seconds. Now click on OK to apply and proceed further for modeling. Now, Creo user interface opens up. The user interface is divided into 4 main parts. Top menu bar is known as ribbon area. Left side display is known as model tree area, where we have all the feature history of the model. And just below the ribbon, we have quick launch menu icons. The big blank area is the graphical area where models are displayed. By default, every new part would have 3 datum planes and 1 coordinate system displayed in the model tree, which will be used while modeling. Now, we'll open a new model to understand more about features and functions of Creo user interface. Let us first understand the functions of quick launch menu icons. The very first button is used to refit the model into graphical area. To illustrate this, let us zoom in the model and then click on this button. Model automatically adjusts the zoom level and fits into window. Same action can be performed by Ctrl+D buttons in the keyboard as well. Next two buttons are for zoom in and zoom out. We can change the display size by using these two buttons. To zoom out, we need to select the area to be zoomed. Fourth button is used to repaint the model. Next button is used to change the display style. We can choose various kind of styles from the drop-down list depending upon our need and requirement. The next button is used to display saved orientations like front view, left view, top view, and so on. You can press Ctrl+D to bring the model to default orientation. This button is used to turn on and off datum planes, axis, points, and coordinate systems. By clicking on the second last button, we can hide or unhide annotations. You can notice that model annotations are displayed now. Let us unhide them by clicking on the same button once again. The last button helps to hide or unhide spin center. Now, we'll learn about this green color insert arrow function. This arrow actually defines the active feature of the model. If we pull it up and place it just below extrude one feature, it would disable all other features of the model except extrude 1 and model display changes accordingly. Let us bring the green arrow one step down just below round 1 feature. We can notice that round 1 feature is active now and model is updated accordingly. We can do the same with other feature as well and see how model changes. Press Ctrl+D to fit the model into window. We can go to the layer tree from here using this button. These are the various layers which contain the features of the model like datums, curves, planes, surfaces, points, and so on. We can hide these items if required and they won't get displayed in the model and drawing. To hide or unhide, just right-click on the selected item and select Hide option from pop-up menu. After hiding, we have to save the layer status, else the change won't be permanent. This can be done by right-clicking on the text layers and then select Save Status option. We can switch back to model tree from here. From here, we can open up tree filters and tree columns. This is the tree filters window. Here, we can filter out the items which we do not want to displayed in the model tree. For example, if we select annotation in the left column and apply it, we can notice that it is appearing in the model tree. Similarly, we can select or deselect other items. Now, we'll explore File menu. The first option is to create a new file. Second option is to open an existing file. Third option is to save the file. Once you click the save, you will see the notification at the bottom. For every command execution, Creo displays the status by notification at the bottom. Let us get back to File menu again. Fourth option is Save As, where we can save with different name formats and in different directories. This model is getting saved by a different name. we can change the file format from this drop-down list. For example, if we want to save this file in step format, we'll choose step and then click on OK. A pop-up window appears when we need to click on Export button. In the bottom left corner, we can see the notification. Backup option is used to save the part or assembly with child parts to some other directory along with its dependents. We can create a new folder and save the model there. In case of assembly, all the child parts of assembly will also get saved. In the Manage File option, we have provision to rename the loaded model. It is strongly recommended to rename any Creo file using this utility only. Let us give it a new name, Trial01. Click on OK button. After that, we can notice that the name is changed everywhere. In the Manage File menu itself, we have option to delete older versions of any file. It will clear off the files from current session. Also, we can delete even all the version including current. Next, menu item is Prepare, where we can set model properties like material and units. Once we click on Material Properties, a new window pops up. Using this window, material and units can be changed. Material can be selected from this inbuilt library. Now click on OK button. Now, assigned material is reflecting here. To change the unit system, we can click on Change option in the right side. Here in this window, we can select the unit system we want. After that, click on Set button. Just follow the instructions and press OK. And you can see that unit system is changed to IPS now. Now, change back the unit system to MMNS. Let us close the window now. Now, we can perform checking of model by clicking on Model Checking option under Prepare menu item. Results will be displayed in a new window which will display the list of issues if any. In this window, we can see there are 3 buttons for status which are green, yellow and red. For this model, status is green, so there is no issue. The status color is displayed at the bottom also. There is no message in red. Yellow has one warning message to show. Last item displays the list of messages. Likewise, we can explore items listed out in other checkboxes. Next menu item is Send, which allows us to email part file directly from here itself if the mail client is configured on the local machine. Moving on to next menu item, which is Manage Session, which has options like Erase Current or Erase Not Displayed and so on. These are used to delete the items from memory. Using Option menu item, we can change the settings of Creo like Display menu bar, colors and config.pro file. Whenever we edit the model, we have to regenerate it post-edit, and it can be done by clicking on the button labeled as Regenerate. Here, we'll change the diameter and then regenerate it. If we want to edit some part feature, select it in the model tree and right-click. Now, select Edit option from pop-up menu. We can use redo or undo buttons as well if needed. These buttons are at the top left corner next to floppy icon. Press Ctrl+D to fit the model into screen. Next, in the Analysis tab, under which all the analysis tools are placed. Here you can do mass analysis, measurement analysis, draft analysis, geometry analysis, and so on. Using mass analysis, we get properties like mass, CG, volume, surface area, and so on. Physical properties like mass and density will depend on the material we have assigned to the model. Next item is Measure. This tool is used to measure length, angle, distance, and so on. We can select the parameter to be measured from drop-down menu. Here, we'll select length from drop-down and then click on the entity like edge in the model. Now, tool displays its value in mm. We can measure distance between two surfaces. For this, select two parallel surfaces, one after another. You need to press Ctrl button to select more than one surface or entity. In the same manner, we can measure angle between two faces or surface area of any surface. For diameter, select any round surface. Refit the model into screen. Next tab is Annotate tab. Using these buttons, we can define annotation planes and their orientation. Annotation orientation will always be in line with datum planes. Next, we'll explore View tab. There is a Pan button using which we can do planning of the model. And this button allows us to create section of any model. Now, we have to provide reference for section in the References tab highlighted in red color. Here, we'll take right plane as reference. We can change the reference by changing the plane. Please note that the section created in Creo is dynamic, which means we can move it in the direction of the arrow shown here. Now, click on the OK button in the top. Now, we can notice that section is appearing as a feature in the model tree. Let us delete it now. We can close this model by clicking on this button also. We can switch between different open files by clicking on this button. We can switch to other models or windows even from here as well. Now, let us close this window. Close this window by clicking here. If we open any file in Creo, it remains in its memory even after we close the window. So, we need to clear it from memory after closing the window. This button will erase all the paths in memory of this session. As of now, we have closed all the path windows. Current session is showing that there are 2 paths stored in the memory. Now, we'll erase the memory. After erasing, if we check the paths in session, we won't find anything. So this covers the introduction part of Creo Parametric. In the following sessions, we'll cover individual topic in details. Thank you.
If you have any questions, you can find us on social media. Thanks for tuning in and have a great day.